All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, frequency and energy. Feeling that frequency and energy, you should become a member. The link right down in the video description. Also is in the chat. Says join. Click that link. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Sunseti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies for the kings, queens, and the children, holistic tonics and remedies. We got a lot coming in this next restock, so just stay tuned because we got something special for you, family, with the herbal tonics and beauty and health. So check me out. We also got home decor accessories for every room in the house, African and Kemetic jewelry, kingseti.com, 25% off selected items at this time. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,200 videos of pure heat presented by General Seti himself. Not only do we have the lectures and presentations from the general, we also got supplemental, but also monumental and instrumental research material, documentaries, and lectures from the Grandmaster teachers with plus an overview from the general on the Grandmaster teachers, giving you 360 degrees of pure African academic knowledge and wisdom that cannot be compared to by no other website on the planet. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. Check it out, family. Thank me later. SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live streams. Too hot to handle on YouTube. Too raw for YouTube. So generalseti.com is the great library, video library, with Patreon being the lecture hall. And together you got one dynamic presentation, family. I want you to check me out. I'll be on Patreon today, live, exclusive, fire presentations. You want access to that, become a patron today. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, we black on this, family. We got to stay on it. We're going to be turning up because people's minds is open right now for this information. And we have to, just like, a pitcher, nothing but that cold ice water. We got to pour it down into the brain so that you can soak it up. You understand that you can hydrate the mind with the information that we're providing for you today. Both Palestinian and Israeli are thieves of African soil. Now let that sink in for a minute. I know if it ain't crackatosis, it's a rabbitosis. If it ain't one, it's the other. You see what I'm saying? If it ain't crackatosis, it's a rabbitosis. Whichever one you got. And so if you didn't, I know one thing, and I know this for sure. One side or the other. If a motherfucker say he with the Palestinian, then you got some motherfuckers say they with the Israeli. I know both of them sick. Because either you got crackatosis or you got a rabbitosis. Both of them is deadly diseases of the mind. You feel me? Deadly diseases of the mind. I'm here to clear it up for you today, family. Now, see, what we got to understand. Yeah, what we got to understand. Number one, they gonna try to start you, somewhere, not even in the middle of the book. You're down there on the last page of the book, and they want to start you there. But the thing is, if you don't have the information, you got to start at the very beginning when we talk this talk. See, they get to going into the, that the air was there with the Nabatean and, and all this crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? And we have to bust that. You see, so what we did, we put this human migration map up here. This is where you take them. Okay? This from the general. You understand? This is where you take them. When you're ready to put that serious work in on them. Now, this is what you call putting your back to the wall. And just, throwing just straight haymakers. You see what I'm saying? Now, we got to go to the very beginning. Because, a lot of people say, SETI, where you go into the, the Bible. And like I say, I only use the Bible. Because a lot of people's minds is there. You see, I'm just going to be real with you. You see, don't let people tell you, oh, the Bible is pseudo. You can go in there and go to war. You can go in there and go to war. You know why? Because the majority of the planet is if they ain't in the Bible, they in the Quran. You see, if they ain't in the Bible, you see, they in the Quran. And so you use this as a platform. And when you open this up, you're going to get way more motherfuckers than them few motherfuckers they can get in them obscure books. The obscure book is for the master teachers, the prolific students. You see what I'm saying? To go in there and get that information. But that's the few. You can't go there. The mundane mind ain't gonna fuck with that. You see, they ain't gonna understand that. You see, that's just like when motherfuckers, they too educational. They too goddamn academic. They want to tell you something, you say Kemet and yeah, I know that. And when I say that, that it's only gonna hit a few people. You can say Kemet all you want to. It's only gonna hit, some people say Taseti. And yeah, I know what it means. And a few of our family out there, the more prolific of the students and researchers, they know what it means. They're going to go over 99.9% of the people out there going to go right over their goddamn head. They know Egypt. See? So people think because you use certain terms that somehow you lesser. No, motherfucker, I deal with greater numbers. I know I know from a statistical standpoint, if I say Egypt, that a vast majority of people, they're going to go straight to the map. That's what all I want to get them to, go straight to the map. I use the term Lake Victoria. You know what? 99.9% of the maps, when we talk about that lake in Africa that say Lake Victoria, you know what 99.9% of the maps say? Lake Victoria. So you can call it whatever the fuck you want to, but if I say Lake Victoria in Africa, and I'm trying to get a person to that point on the map, I can get them there. And I can get a vast majority of people there. But what you want to do, you want to be a bougie nigga. You want to be a boule nigga. You want to think because you saying something, nigga, you ain't going to get but 3 motherfuckers that even know what the fuck you talking about. So if you ready to talk to 2, 3 motherfuckers, go right on ahead. And many times I use both. For my family out there, this is what they call it. But I want y'all to know, if you have to go to a map, that is Egypt. Now, what we got to deal with, because they might say, oh, you talking biblical. And now they want to, see, they run, but they really biblical. But they want to run from it because you got a greater knowledge on it right now. You see, they can't go in there and do the preacher talk to you no more. Because I done gave you some foundational information where you can go in there and not only, and you got the references. You got the references from the Christian scholars. Also, that's what another thing that hurt them. Because they always, like I say, they always say, oh, these African Senate niggas. knowing goddamn well we got stacks upon stacks of where their great grandpappy then told the truth, and they hate that. We ain't just we're not gonna let you get away with that. You see, we're gonna tell the truth. Now, for those that say, okay, the Bible, that's not true. Yeah, it's not true. Now that you find out that the majority of the great ones in the book, they, your grandpappy and them looked at as being African. Now, and we can't deal with the Bible. Yeah, all right, okay. Well, let's deal with the so-called science, which ain't all that scientific. Let's deal with the white man's science. That ain't all that scientific. And let's deal with this. He said, well, had a brother tell me the devil knows the Bible better than the saints do. He ought to know. He ought to know. You see what I'm saying? He ought to know. And see, that's another way, and that's all right. Long as the devil can back that shit up and show you a text and verse, that's all that matters. And shit, if he back that shit up with chapter and verse, and then he go and the devil is he's just as capable. You understand what I'm saying? And providing the truth. You see, it ain't all lies. No, it ain't all lies. And so let's deal with some science. Let's deal with some science. That ain't all that scientifical. Okay. Now, you look right here on the map. You look right here on the map. And you can see that in the heart of Africa, now you can play with these numbers all day. Okay? You can play with these motherfucking numbers all day. Because the man that's trying to tell you the information is the last motherfucker to show up on the planet. You see way down there where you see them damn 25s and you understand this, that, and the third. See, this is the man that's telling the story. That's why it ain't all that scientific. Okay? You see in the interior of Africa, 200,000. Now, we know we can't, listen, let me tell you this. You can't let another man count your pockets. If you let another man count your pockets, you're going to always come up short. Okay? Straight from SETI. Okay? That's something I created. You see, if you let another nigga count your pockets, you're going to always come up short. Because he going to take something out of it, nigga. Especially if you don't know what's in it. You could have $10,000 in there. Motherfucker say, oh, dog, you had 1,000. Oh, that's what I had? 1,000? Damn, I thought I had a little more than that. No, it was 1,000. Oh, okay. And you accept it. Motherfucker took 9,000 out your motherfucking pocket. You got to count your own pockets. So they say 200,000, but they know good and goddamn well. You know good and goddamn well that is far more ancient than that. Okay? But you see here at 2,000. Now, when you look into Arabia, they give Southern Arabia 70,000. Now, what I want you to understand is this. That's when we get there. You see? That's when we get there. Ain't no motherfucking Arab there. Listen to me when I talk to you. You see, let me talk to you, okay? Until we get down the river, there's no one down the river, okay? Unless you from one of them Neanderthals. See, that's the Neanderthalic motherfuckers. See, they not from us. They Neanderthals. Because that's the only thing. See, I'm going to show you. They do the same shit with the Bible that they do with science. You see, once you become gifted and prolific with the understanding, because they lying as they go along. They change the fucking lie every 2-3 years. Now, when they first came out, and tell me if I'm lying. When they first came out, they started talking about that Neanderthal shit. They say Africans is the only people that don't have the Neanderthal gene. That's what they said, that they was not. And then when they seen the ramifications of that, you see what I'm saying? When they seen the ramifications, I happened to be doing research in about 2 years ago. Now they saying Africans got what they say 0.3, 0.2% Neanderthal. That somehow it popped up. You see? Now, because they know what the ramifications of that is. Like, y'all motherfuckers, no. Y'all got more than what you see. You got to count their pockets just like they count your pocket. No, motherfucker, you ain't no 1 or 2 or 3% Neanderthal, bitch. You Neanderthal. You ain't no, that's you. Let's just be real about it. It's you. You the Neanderthal. You the motherfucking Neanderthal. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking protruding forehead and all this shit. You understand? Degenerate and all that and everything that go along with that's you. You see, that's really what it boiled down to. And so then they changed that. Okay? Then they come out with the Dead Sea Scrolls. Then they come to find out 2 years ago, they come to find out that the Dead Sea Scrolls was 5 of them was frauds. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is this. See, this is what I want to tell y'all about the white man science, just so I can show you how it ain't unscientific. It's not that scientifical. Because, I mean, they found the Dead Sea Scrolls back in 1948. In that time, do you know how many so-called advanced scholars have studied the Dead Sea Scrolls? See, this is what we got to talk about. Do you know how many advanced scientists and scholars have studied the Dead Sea Scrolls? Why would it take damn near 60 years for you to find out that 5 of them was fake? You mean to tell me it would take 60 motherfucking years with all these so-called advanced scholars and scientists? It would take that long for you to figure this shit out. See, that's not scientifical to me. You see? Now, a lot of people don't know about what they call, what was that? The Piltdown Man. See, now the Piltdown Man was a supposed fossil that they found in Britain. And they was trying to steal the origin of all, and they can have their own origin. I have no problem with that. Please come up with an origin separate, European, Caucasian. Please come up with your own origin. Do that, please. Separate from African people. You need to do that because that's what they was trying to do anyway. Yeah, the Piltdown Man. You see, I believe they spell it P-L-I-T. Pilt. Yeah, Piltdown Man. Do you know that they taught that this fossil that they found in Britain was the oldest fossil of mankind? Do you know how long they taught that? For damn near 40-some years. In the Western Hemisphere, I mean, in the West, Europe, America, they taught that shit for 40 years. And then a British motherfucking anthropologist, 40 years later, or a little later than that, 43, 42 years, come to find out it wasn't even human. Whoever created the damn fossil it had pig bones. The motherfucker had a monkey head, a orangutan head, had pig bones, and it was just made from all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, ask yourself, how long, and you got all these scientists who's supposedly studying this shit. It would take that goddamn long. They would take that goddamn long to figure out that these ain't even human bones. So the thing is, when a cracker say something, most of the time, niggas don't even, not even niggas, the world, you understand, they got this stigmatization. If the cracker say something, somehow it's right. You see? And so they, just on the fact that he said it was the oldest for 40 fucking years, textbooks, all of, do you know how many generations of motherfuckers they educated like that to believe that the Piltdown man was the, come to find out it wasn't even a motherfucking man. It had a orangutan head, pig bones, all kind of shit just thrown together. You know what I'm saying? And nobody could figure that shit out for 40 years. Do you think I got any confidence in anything coming out of white man science? Are you for real? Are you fucking for real? I'm doing research on how they making fakes like statues and shit and books and shit and selling this shit to museums. I'm talking about world-renowned museums. And they finding out a lot of the statues 10 years later. It took them 10 years to figure out it was a fake. You see? Nah, it blew motherfuckers' mind because I was just doing this research on this. I believe it was either in San Francisco. I believe it was the ancient Mexican museum or whatever in San Francisco. Come to find out, do you hear me? I'm gonna shock your mind. Go look this shit up. 97% of the shit that was in the museum wasn't even originals. They was all recreations. But they lauded this shit as this was some ancient pottery and shit. They shut the fucking museum down. And you could go look it up. They started just giving the shit away to different little, people that, little museums that where they know it's probably a recreation. But this is supposed to be an international museum of I believe it was ancient Mexican artifact. And 97% of the shit, it was all over the fucking magazines and shit. 97% of the shit was fake. 97. And people going into this museum thinking that they're getting some real shit. So this is what I'm talking about. All that shit. Let me tell you something. Nothing. When we doing research, and I'm telling you this, nothing can beat primary documentation. If you don't have primary documentation, you ain't got shit. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can come 10,000 years later, shaking vials together. That shit don't mean nothing. Nothing can beat primary documentation. And because the European is not primary, he never was. You see where it say 200,000 in Central East Africa. Ain't nobody else nowhere doing nothing. And we can give them their Neanderthalic origin. And I want y'all to remember this. Remember, General taught you this now. Remember this. Anytime they get to, and they try to trump Africa, all you had to do is bring this map up and say, you know what? You see that number right there, that 200 in Central East Africa. When we there, where the fuck is you? Where the fuck is you at? Nowhere. You see? So that's where you got to start. And see, that's why they create that evolutionary shit. You see? The Olmecs came from Africa. That's where they came from. That's where they came from. That's where they came from. They came from Africa. We can prove that. But you see, when you just point to that 200 in Central East Africa, you say the Olmecs come from the Mayans. No, that can't be. Come on now. Y'all got to you get come on. I got to go to I guess I got to bring my Olmec shit out. The Olmecs is far more ancient than the Mayans. Come on now. Come on. The Mayans is a damn near an AD people. The Mayans ain't got no goddamn ancient old Mecca, mother coast, old Mexico. Yeah. Ain't no goddamn no Mayan what? The Mayans is a AD, the classical Mayan era is in the AD period. After the Olmec. Okay? After the Olmec. Stop that. Okay? Stop that. I'll tell you what. See, yeah, I'm gonna help you. All we had to do is, you see, let's go back to that. See, we got to go back to that 200 up there. Okay? You see that 200? This is the migration. This is the scientific map that they teach all over the world, right? I'll go back to that 200. Now, anybody that you call out there, Mayan or this, that, I tell you what, go to that 200 and ask yourself, when we there, where the Mayan? Where the Mayan at? Huh? Where he at? He nowhere. He don't exist. Because until we get down the river, there is no one down the river. Now, I'm not even saying that them people come from us, because that's not what I'm saying. But you say this is science. Motherfuckers want to let them teach it to their babies every day. This in the university, this is the common teaching that they give to anybody in West, not only Western academia, even Asian. They teach it. The Chinese teach this. The Indians teach this over in India. They teach this worldwide. That this most universities worldwide, regardless to whether they Western, Asian, or whatever, they teach this monogenetic origin. Okay, starting in Africa. So I go to the very beginning, to that 200, and any motherfucker you call out, I say, when we here, where the fuck is they? And you know what the answer is? Nowhere. That's what the answer is. So if you start at the beginning and work your way down in sequence, you will see the shit in chronological order and not in pieces and shit. It's not at the end. When you talk about the Mayan, you talking about the end of the book. God damn, shit. We talking about 200,000 fucking and that's a lie. But see, once they understood, they accepted the fact that Africans is far older than anybody else. They had to accept that fact. Okay, they had to accept the fact. When you look at all of the megaliths and shit in Africa, what's going on, what African people can prove based on evidence that's left, they understood that is, and they accepted that. But what they had to do is pretend that the majority of that time we was evolving. Yeah, we was here 200,000. Yeah, but you was you was walking around. You half monkey. You understand what I'm saying? You was still evolved. That's why when they show the evolution, when they talk about Darwin, motherfuckers keep talking this 3/5 of a man. What the fuck you think evolution is? 3/5 of a man. Because they always show in Africa, they show all the little monkey types. And as they show the monkey types, yeah, they get it. They looking more and more human. But I want y'all to notice this. In the evolutionary development, do you see how they show the earliest one? They show the ape. They start with the little monkey. And then they show dark skin ape types, and as they evolve, they looking more and more human, but they never get human. They stay monkey looking and shit, and then it jumped from the monkey type straight to the white man. You see, they never show And I'm not saying that's what it is, but I just want y'all to see the hypocrisy in that. They showed the ape. You see, they showed the little monkey. Okay, who say not true? Abraham wrote. What we talking about? What you saying, Abraham? What you say, man? I didn't hear you. Maybe I talk to me, Abraham. Tell me what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about, Abraham. Bring it on. Maybe I didn't hear what you said, but previous to that, I ain't trying to front on you, good brother. I want to talk science with you. So what's not true? Maybe you was talking to somebody else. Let me know. Let me know. Bring it on, brother. Bring it on so we can talk about it. What's not true? What I'm saying is not true. Is that what you're saying, good brother? Because I agree with you. Come on with it. So I can, I just want to bring, the good brother and put it up. Come on, Abraham. I'm waiting on you now. Yeah. I'm waiting on you. Bring it on. Shit, let's talk. Let's agree or disagree, whichever one we can. Meet me halfway. Come on, Abraham. What we doing? Abraham ain't coming. He ain't coming. He ain't coming. He ain't coming because I could bring the shit right on up now. You see what I'm saying? I understand. Maybe he's saying that what I'm saying is not true. Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay, now, if you watch and you see the evolutionary scale that they show, you see, they start with the monkey and then they start showing they're getting a little taller. You understand? They still brown now. They still brown. They making them all dark and shit. You see what I'm saying? And but do you notice, they still stay looking. That's right. I knew he was saying, Abraham, I'm with you, brother. That's why he's saying that the evolutionary thing. That's right. I agree. You understand what I'm saying? I knew that's why I waited on him. I knew he was in agreement with me. And so, but what I want y'all to study is this, that if you watch it from the monkey up through the different types, they still be brown and then it jumps straight to the white man. You see, why doesn't it show the evolutionary scale come and complete with a black man? Or just because they showing from a masculine standpoint, we gender neutral. We're not leaving our woman out. We're gender neutral. We're just talking about the scale. It's supposed to come completed with the modern black man, right? You're talking science now, right? But it never, if you go into any of them evolutionary theories or them scales where they show the monkey, they never show the modern black man being the completion of the evolution. You know why? Because they still consider you the goddamn monkey. Listen to me when I tell you that. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Let me make it easier for you.
All right.
Let me make it easier for you. I'll get right on this shit. It's not a problem. Matter of fact, I should have brought it up long time ago. Where that shit at? Let me see. Let me go. We know that shit that black man and woman ain't never evolved. That's some bullshit, nigga. Y'all, that's what that because they know how more ancient we are than they ass. So they gonna say, yeah, the African came from he came first, but he was a monkey. Damn near 99. Here it go right here. But let me see if I got another one that show a little more of the let me see. If not, I'll work with that one. Let me see. I'll work with that one. I guess I'm gonna have to. Let me see. I guess I'm gonna have to work with that one because they got okay. All right, I'll work with that one. It's not a problem. Okay. All right. So you see right there. You see they start with the monkey, and then they show the monkey starting to go upright. You see, and then you see him a little more upright. And then you see, you see how I just automatically, and that's they in my understanding, that's them. Because so a man thinketh in his heart and mind, so is he and she. I don't have no problem with that. You see what I'm saying? But now today they updated that. They'll put some, they'll put some monkey and they look a little more human now. When they get they right there just three. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? Let me tell you something. That's a deeper story, brother. That's a deep when you ask what did they mutate from? You understand what I'm saying? That's a deeper story, and we'll need more time for that. You see what I'm saying? What it really boiled down to, all this gene splicing and all this shit that's going on ain't just started today. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit is older than what we think. You see what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, you know why, even if they thought, because they saying it's in Africa, but it's really not in Africa. That's their own origin. You let them have that. That's their own origin. But see, they projected that information on African people. You see what I'm saying? And so, no, let me tell you something. Let me come out of it. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to come back out of that right quick, and I'll come back in. African people, let me tell you something, was born, created with supreme knowledge. You see what I'm saying? With supreme knowledge. Do you know how many carnivores are in Africa? Huh? Do you think them goddamn carnivores gonna wait for you to evolve? Huh? You think them goddamn carnivores in Africa gonna wait for your ass? The very first day your ass existed in Africa, you had to have supreme knowledge on how to defend yourself with weaponry and all that shit, or you would not be here today. There was no time that you existed in Africa, and they want to show little populations. You gonna exist in Africa. You understand? With all these goddamn carnivores, and you don't have a knowledge. What day do you think you had when you didn't? What day you think you can exist in Africa without the knowledge to protect yourself amongst all these goddamn carnivores? You see? Yeah, it do got some truth to it. When you start talking about Yaku, yeah, it do. But see, you got to understand that a lot. You got to understand again that using parables and shit to get to a truth. You see, the parable in totality ain't got to be the truth, but the truth is in there. You see, the truth is in there. You got to get, it's been going on longer than what you think. There's nothing new under the sun. There's only recreations of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And people go different ways with it and shit and this, that, and the third. That's all that they do. You could go one way or you can go another way. You understand? You could deviate and depending on what you're trying to achieve. You see, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But what we're going to do, but ultimately, to sum this one up, that's why they tried to put their origin on us, because they knew we was far more ancient than they were. You see, and saying, yes, monkeys and shit and this, that, and the third, whoop-de-whoop, because they knew when you see at 200,000, and what I want to sum this up, when you see that 70,000 in Southern Arabia, that's us when we get there. There's nothing about the geography of Arabia that would make the African mutate because it's the same, basically the same type of environment. So he would not have mutated there. Even when you talk about, you look down there where you see today they having this war. You see that say 50,000, man, that's long before the Bible. That's long before Israel, man, that's over 50-some thousand years before Palestine, before Israel, any of that shit. So that's how long we was, that's when we got there. And there's nothing about the environment of that area that would cause anybody to mutate. You can't even really prove that African, because niggas done lived up in some of the coldest areas. And you know what? They still niggas. They ain't mutated into nothing. So I want y'all to understand, when you look up there, you see that 50 up there down there and say, Amiran, whatever they say up there, 50, that's us. That's us. You see, that's when we got there. And when we got there, there was nobody else there. On a monogenetic origin, until we get there, there's nobody there. So I won't hear nothing about no Arab, no Nabatean, or none of that. You see what I'm saying? When we got there, we looked just like we looked when we was at the 200. When we got over in Southern Arabia, when they say 7, we look just like not the motherfuckers that's there today. No, they're not the ones. Them not the ones that was originally in the land. So you got to understand, you the primordial. And that's what it get down to. That's what it get down to. All right, family, we got one more in this early afternoon. I don't want you to go nowhere. Stay here for this last presentation, and we're going to catch up a little later on. All right, family, Black Power.